All right, we're here at the City of Lapeer Parks and Trails at the former site of the Oakdale Home, or the Lapeer State Hospital, and currently Mott Community College and a charter school here. But they do have this nice map showing all the rail trails and biking trails and such here in Lapeer, and we're right here. And it's no secret where the cemetery is. They even have it marked right on the sign. Oakdale Cemetery, point of interest number 12. And this bicycle loop walking trail back here is even named the Cemetery Loop. And number 12 is right there. And you can see from where we're at, you are here, down to there. As the crow flies, it's only maybe half a mile, but there's no direct route there from here. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to cross under the railroad bridge, turn right or west, follow this trail down till it goes underneath the railroad bridge, or the overpass over the railroad, then cut back south on this old abandoned road here, which is no longer here. And once you get down a certain distance, head across to where the cemetery is. Oh, train coming. You know, when you go to Disney World, people always stop and film the monorail when it goes by. Well, we're gonna stop and film the train going by. We're going to walk under the trailway here and see where we end up. Once you get under the bridge, turn right at the first bicycle trail and keep to the right, follow that all the way towards the overpass bridge. Some interesting new structures here for the off-road bicycle track, and they appear to have unearthed some remnants of the old Oakdale site. Looks like a couple pieces of pipe over there. Possibly water pipe or steam pipe. Not too bad so far. We're at the crossover point where the trail goes under the mill road. You see there's a train actually stopped here. And what we did is we followed this trail right along the railroad line. And we come to this marker where it shows the trail breaking. And we're going to head to the right and go underneath the mill road. You can cut, here's trick and tip number 1. You can cut a lot of walking time if you park further to the west in that parking lot where I parked at, and then you squeeze down to that ripped out section of fence right there, walk across the tracks, and come up through this ripped out piece of fence right here. Save yourself at least, well, I'd say close to half a mile of walking. Shows the official trails both going to the left. We head directly south down this non-marked part of the trail. This is actually a former roadway through the property where cars and trucks used to drive on all the time. And this will take us directly back to the cemetery. Much quicker than going that way with all the convoluted trails that go back and forth. And it's hard to imagine how this used to look 50, 60 years ago or more. I mean, there are literally dozens of buildings back here where we're walking right now on both sides of this road. I'm currently standing right between where these two buildings were located. Residential facilities for men, women, and children, educational buildings, health buildings, staff residences, laundries, power plant, boiler rooms, anything like that you can imagine would have been back here to support this self-sustaining community. Here's some old images of the farm area, the dormitory for sleeping. One of the activities was a band that they had, a very large chapel, and a main administration building were some of the highlights of the facility. Oh, look at this. We've actually found some remnants of the old roadbed here for the original road that went through here. This was actually the southern part of Millville Road, which still exists further north. The road right here is in incredibly well-preserved condition. Under a lovely canopy of trees right here with some very, very old full-grown trees that are lining the roadway. Look at that, a hollow tree trunk. Makes one wonder what could be hidden in there, doesn't it? Treasure, a geocache, wild animal nest. You know, with these kind of things, you never know. There is a Bible. Well, how about that? That appears to be the only thing in here. Well, that's kind of interesting. When you get to this point where the road curves to the right, ignore the curve and continue straight south. It still has a lot of infrastructure involved in it. This old water main cover with the logo on it. If anybody knows what that logo is, I know what it is, but do you know what it is? Leave a comment down below and we'll see who knows what the logo is there. Another piece of the old pipe work from the plumbing and heating systems on the hospital grounds. And there's a section here where the bicycle trail crosses, the road continues on that way, and there's a cutout in the grass going to the east on our left. This is the final little section that leads us right to the cemetery. A very well maintained pathway. Don't really know what that is. What a great old gnarled tree, isn't it? I can see how this place would be kind of spooky when it got dark out. And we have arrived. Now, most of the markers here aren't the same as what you're used to seeing in a traditional cemetery. The vast majority here are flat stones with either a name and a number written on them, or sometimes even just a number. The local library and historical society has a map, though, of all of the markers and the vast majority of the names of the people, and it's available online at the Lapeer Library website. So you can do some more research and see who's buried here, and even most of the times where their burial site is. There are a few more modern headstones here that relatives of the deceased have placed here over the years, and those stand up upright above the ground for the most part. There's a few flush mount ones, and you can stop and visit and see all the different stones set here and pay your respects to people who weren't necessarily treated well or respected very well in their lifetime. There were a lot of people here at the Lapeer home who shouldn't have been here. There were actually more residents here at the state home than the entire population of the city of Lapeer. There was also a lot of love and care here. The people of the community who worked at the state home, the most of them were very supportive of the residents and did their best to help take care of them. Look at this view of Farmers Creek, just an idyllic setting out here in the woodland and prairies that is returning to its natural state. I'm going to head back now to our starting location. I'm going to reset my pedometer and my clock to see how long it takes at a steady pace to get back here from where we started. And I'm back in civilization, right next to the sign where we started out at. The total distance from this sign here by the underpass under the railroad was 9/10 of a mile, and it took me exactly 17 minutes. I still got to walk about 100 yards down there to my car, but that's really nothing. I'm not a fast walker. You can see how overweight and out of shape I am. I mean, I do walk between 6 and 8 miles every night at work, but that's over a nice flat concrete, no up and down, no rough terrain, and it's not all at once. So this was a decent workout, and you know, a younger or more in shape person could probably easily shave 5 minutes off my walking time. I highly recommend, if you're interested in old cemeteries and old historic things around Lapeer, you take a walk down there and check it out for yourself. It's an interesting part of our local history, and it's an interesting part of the former Lapeer State Home Oakdale property. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.